welcome back. It's Donna, seriously, and welcome to my channel. If you're new, I hope you'll stay and join and subscribe. And if you are coming back, thank you. So we're going to start a new series today. I've been in a book club of 3 friends and myself, started a book club, and I was thinking back, it's probably been about 15 years. So I thought, I'm going to go through the list of books that we've read and share the ones that we enjoyed and maybe share the ones that we didn't enjoy and why we didn't enjoy. Because every book we've read, for the most part, we've enjoyed. But there have been times when some of us couldn't even finish the book because just didn't like it. So there's different factors. But anyway, I was going through the list of books, and I'm the nerdy one in the group of 4 that kept track of the books that we've read. And I would make a little summary card on an index card. And my friends thought, oh gosh, Donna, you're crazy. But the problem was that if I read a book, and we would probably meet between 6 weeks and 2 months, every 6 weeks and 2 months. And life happened and sometimes, and we would meet later. So if that had been the case, and maybe it was 3 months, there was no way I was going to remember what the book was basically about, but the characters and different things like that. So I started doing the little summary cards. So I went through the list, and these are how many cards I have. And this is most of them. And then I have newer ones that are on bigger cards. But I thought I lost these, and I thought, nah, no, I don't think I would have thrown them away. But anyway, I went through the list, and I picked 5 books to share today. I'm going to tell you the title, the author, kind of give you a brief synopsis of the book I'm not giving it away or anything like that, and then my opinion of it at the end. So the first book that I'd like to talk about is called A Man Called Ove by Fredrik Backman. And this is set in Sweden. He is a Swedish author. And I'll just give you a little bit about it. So Ove, a Swedish 59-year-old man, is set in his ways. He drives a 1992 Saab and is true to his make. So that means he's driving a Swedish car. He met his wife Sonia when she took a train to work as a teacher. They are truly opposites. He doesn't say much, and she loves to talk and watch people. They were married for 40 years. And then it goes on and on about different things. I don't want to give it away. So let me continue. Let's see. Okay. At the end, I just say this book, sweet and heartwarming. So there were some tears, but excellent, excellent book. Definitely a recommendation. So it's A Man Called Ove by Fredrik Backman. And we will have a graphic up so you'll be able to see what the book looks like, through Amazon and the books like that. So that's the first one. That was a good one. Loved it. The next one is called The Rosie Project by Graham Simpson. This is set in Australia. It says, Professor Don Tillman is a geneticist at a university. He has Asperger's. He's in his late 30s. His mentor is Jean, who is a professor as well. Claudia, Jean's wife, is Don's therapist. Don is set out to complete the wife project. He meets Rosie, who he thinks is a prospective wife candidate. He doesn't know that she is a PhD candidate at the university studying psychology. He immediately sees that she does not fit his wife criteria. She smokes, for one thing. After bonding, she confides that she is trying to find her biological father. Her mother had a fling, and she is determined to find her father. She was raised by her stepfather, who is a widow. They were involved in a car accident. Stepdad saved Rosie, but mom died. So then it goes on and on and on. So that is another really good book, and I would recommend that one. That is The Rosie Project by Graham Simpson. And again, set in Australia. So that's my second recommendation. My third recommendation, and I'm looking, some of the times I would write the date that we did this, and this was 1/12, so January of 2012. I'm like, oh man, that was a long time ago. So Sarah's Key is by Tatiana de Rosnay. 10-year-old Jewish girl lives happily with her parents and 4-year-old Michael in Paris in 1942. Nazis invade and French police take parent and girl to concentration camp. Girl hides brother in a secret cabinet in their apartment and tells him to wait there, be quiet, and she will return to free him. Girl escapes the horror of the camp to live with Jules and Genevieve. Now, I'm not going to give any more into that. So then it goes on, and then it comes to modern times. So you're set in the past, and then it comes back. And in the beginning, when I would read books like that, they would kind of make me a little crazy because I'd have to get myself back to the past, come to the present. Then it says, modern time, Julia lives in Paris with Bertrand and their daughter, Zoe. So, and I go on and on and on, and it goes back in France, back and back and back. So at the very end, I said, good book, like the past, future stuff, lots of tears. So this one is Sarah's Key by Tatiana de Rosnay. So that's my third recommendation. The fourth recommendation is Wonder, and I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with this book, by R.J. Palacio. And I first came across this book when I was teaching third grade. I had retired from my main job with the school district here, and I went back to a charter school, and I went back in the classroom after being an administrator for 6 years. So I went back in to teach third grade. And I remember making friends with a teacher down the hall, and I think she taught fourth grade, and she had this book on her tray, and I picked it up, and she said, oh, this is a great book, blah, blah, blah. Well, it since has been made into a movie, and Julia Roberts played a big part of the mother in it. So here's Wonder. Fifth grader, August, and he's called Augie, Pullman, is going to school for the first time. He lives in New York City with his parents and sister, Olivia, who they call Via. Augie is very bright and has been homeschooled by his mother. Augie was born with more than any child should have to endure abnormalities. He is the first person to admit that he wishes he looked like other kids. His face is startling when you first see him. He meets the principal of the prep school in August before the kids come. The principal asks a few kids to befriend Augie. Augie and Jack become friends, one of the kids spoken to by the principal. And then it goes on, and I said at the very end of this one, I said, this is a heartwarming, endearing story. I like that the story is from different points of view. The part where Daisy, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I said good read at the end. And this is another one that is heartwarming, but there'll be tears. But it was such a good book. And then reading this to my class was a tough one too, but it was excellent. So that's Wonder by R.J. Palacio. And then the third book, the book club read, was The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. And this is by Stieg Larsson, another Swedish author. And I believe this author wrote the trilogy. There are 3 books, and the book club only read the first one, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, which I will talk about. And then he passed away. I think he was sick, and he passed away. And then it was made into a movie, Swedish movie, so it had subtitles. And I went to see that. I believe I went to see all 3 of them, Swedish. So you're sitting there reading the subtitles, excellent, excellent, excellent. And then it was made in America, an American movie. And I never did go see it because I just thought I didn't want to ruin it because I love the Swedish version. So this is The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. So I'm going to read snippets of it because the book club only read this book, but then there's 2 others in the trilogy, and I'll mention those after. So this is, Mikael Blomqvist has been hired by Henrik Wenger to find out what happened to Harriet Wenger, a young teenage girl who went missing from her wealthy family in Sweden in the early 1960s. The Wenger's crazy nephew, Martin, who is Harriet's brother, was doing something inappropriate. Let me go to the back here. So this is the main character, and I'll talk more about her. So Lisbeth Solander, a quirky 20-something girl, was a computer hacker. She was abused by her guardian, and her mother was in a nursing home. She worked with Michael to solve the mystery. And then it goes on and on about different things. You know, she fell in love, different things like that, but I don't want to give too much away. And that was that. So this was such a good book. I love this book. And then going to see the movie after, because you always need to read the book first, then see the movie, and then see how it parallels, because sometimes it's not exactly the way the book was and we may be disappointed. But this book and the movie was excellent. Now the second book, if you choose to read it, is called The Girl Who Played with Fire. And again with Lisbeth Salander, and it goes through all of this stuff too. And I don't want to give too much away of this little summary because it might touch into the first one. So that's the second one. And then the third one to finish up the trilogy is The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest. Okay, and then again, there's more characters that come into it. So definitely, so these 5 stories, these 5 books that I am talking about today are definitely good recommendations. And I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope maybe one of these books will, resonate with you and you'll pick it up and want to read it. But remember, I'm not sure if I've talked about this before, but you can get the app Libby, Libby, and it's a library app, and it hooks up with your library card. So you have to, wherever you are in the country, and I believe in the world, you have to have a library card, and you can connect it with Libby and download books or see what the library has, what your particular library may have, and if they don't, you can get it on your electronic device, because I read most of my stuff on my iPad. So hope you enjoyed this, and I will have another session with another 5 recommendations. So until next time, I hope you like this. Subscribe if you haven't done so, and share it with somebody. See you next time.